heart to believe in Tiger again or not, we will debate that. But the news out of Boise State, on the one hand, is about future opponents. Boise State agreeing to a series with Washington State in 2016 and 17, home and away. And Bob Gregory now hopes to be a part of that, and he joins us here on The Ticket. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Very worried about you, Coach.
You are worried about me?
Saw you today, thought you looked thinner and younger than when you left.
Well, I think that's a compliment.
Well,
it would be Caves' first.
That's unusual.
The thin is that's all just stress related. That's my only diet.
Well, then you and Wilcox have that in common.
No question, we do.
Well, you know the number one question. I'm not a realtor. I don't want to sell you a home. That's probably the number one question you're getting. But why leave a coordinator's job in the Pac-10 for Boise State's unnamed defensive staff position?
Well, I think it all comes down to what's important to you at certain times of your life. And I loved the University of California. We love California in the Bay Area. It just grew a little bit increasingly hard for me to have time with my young family. And so we were willing to maybe give all the title stuff up, so to speak, to come back here so I had more of a chance to raise my boys. So there are things in life that are very important, and you got to make sure you put things into perspective. And my wife and I are fired up to be back here.
Coach, how many kids? What's your family size and ages? How old are these guys?
Just two little guys, two little boys, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Wow. So you really stood back and said, maybe this is the time? And it sounds like Boise was the place, and this was the time. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, and I would not have gone anywhere in America. I mean, a couple big reasons. Obviously, Chris Peterson, the head football coach here, he and I go way back. I know what kind of guy he is. I know what kind of program he runs. I know he's a family guy. I think you can win a lot of football games, which they've done here, and also have time for your family. And sometimes as football coaches have a tendency to work just to work. And I think what they do here is they work smart. And obviously being in Boise, a great place to raise your family and maybe have a little bit more room in your house and being 10 minutes away from work. All those, it isn't one thing in particular, just a lot of things that add up to it.
Former Cal defensive coordinator Bob Gregory, now on the BSU staff, joining us here on 1350 KTIK The Ticket. Caves and Prater.
Hey, Coach, what about the behind-the-scenes stuff? I mean, when this job first came open, and I don't know if you and Justin communicated, but when it came open, did you call Coach Pete? Did he call you? I don't know if he was, brave enough to call a Pac-10 coordinator and say, "Can you come to Boise State?" But maybe you called him. I don't know.
No, really, all it kind of ended up was I called him regarding some other guys that were interested in the position, and I just kind of asked him what he was looking for, and just kind of thought about it. My wife and I thought about it and kind of called him back. We kind of kept the dialogue going for a few days, and it just kind of worked out very well.
What about you talk about the family reasons, which it sounds like you had organized. When it came down to the professional reasons, and did you have to talk to yourself about walking away from a coordinator's job in the Pac-10 after 8 years to whatever position's available, or was it an absolute no-brainer?
No, I'd be lying to you saying that it was a no-brainer. I think you always are thinking about those kinds of things. Hey, just smart career-wise and all that type of stuff. And so no, it wasn't a deal that was a complete no-brainer. We really had to think about it, and because Cal is a great place and we really enjoyed it there. But it just kind of comes down to your priorities at certain times in your life, like I said. And this was more important to us right now. And hey, guys, you guys know it. Everybody in the country is looking at Boise State football, and so it certainly isn't a deal where this is, in my opinion, it's a step back. I mean, this is a great program, that's for sure. Regardless of your title, it's great to be associated with Boise State football.
What about the financial package, or the financial aspects of this pro and con debate? Obviously you can live a lot better in Boise, Idaho than you can in Berkeley, California. So were you willing to take a pay cut? Were you willing to go the same as what you were making? Was it important to you to get a raise? I mean, what fell in line there?
Well, it all worked out great, for us, and we were able to make it all work. And obviously it's a little bit cheaper here to live than it is in the Bay Area. So in terms of all that stuff, it worked out really good.
And now, did the timing ever come down where the defensive coordinator's position was available, Coach, or was that kind of taken care of and they were just looking at roles on the staff?
No, I knew the kind of guy that Coach Peterson is. He was going to elevate Pete Kwiatkowski. That never really, I never figured that I'd be in for that position. I think Pete's awesome. Pete Kwiatkowski's got a great reputation in coaching, and I was more than happy to fill the role, whatever it is that Coach Peterson wants me to do, and just fired up to be on the staff.
As you look at the strengths that you bring to the staff, certainly coordinating defense, high strength. I thought you had linebackers in your background. I don't know if you have other defensive positions, but where would those strengths be and whether or not they match up with this staff or not?
Yeah, I've kind of really done everything except the D-line. I've done DBs, done linebackers. So in terms of an actual position, I've really done everything on defense except for the down four guys.
So perhaps we could anticipate with the guy standing up was where you may be spending some time?
Yeah, and we haven't really come down to that exactly where I'm going to be. I'm sure we'll do that in the next several days. But somewhere in the linebacker kind of end or whatever it might be. And we're kind of working through that right now.
Well, Coach, now you get familiar with the kids, the depth, the guys and all that. And at the same time, is there a deadline, if you will, on your direct assignment so that you can get to work on that?
Well, I don't know what that is. I think probably at some point next week, and obviously before spring football, we'll have all that worked out.
And then how about the whole living arrangement? I mean, is the family still in Berkeley? Have you made the move? How will that work out?
Yeah, they'll be there for a while. Obviously our 8-year-old is in school, and we don't want to get him out too soon. But really what it'll come down to is how soon we can sell our house. And, we haven't even contacted a realtor over there yet. So we'll get that going here in the next couple of weeks.
Well, from the outside, you were on the outside, and I have a feeling from what I know of the staff, you were on the inside. You and Coach Wilcox probably conferred quite a bit, but when you look at Boise State from the outside and take the Fiesta Bowl against TCU and that defensive effort, what's your comment about that? Did you know that Justin and the staff said they were going to do that attack and then watch it unfold, and what was your reaction?
No, Justin and I do confer a little bit, But I certainly, I didn't talk to him before the Fiesta Bowl at all, but from a guy looking outside in, very impressive. Very impressive. Just from the way the kids play, the effort, the scheme. They did a great job at dialing in TCU. It was an outstanding defensive effort.
Well, it's going to be great to, reacquaint, and the fans, I'm sure, love to hear from you and your enthusiasm for where you're at. So best of luck. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate being on today.
Thank you. Bob Gregory, Boise State new assistant football coach. We'll talk about that. Plus, when we come back, a family 4-pack to the Kids Fair a week from tomorrow after Traffic on the Ticket.
Tickets, traffic.
Looks like we've got an afternoon crash in Boise, northbound Cole Road at the westbound 84 on-ramp. The number 2 left turn lane is slightly blocked. It looks like it's causing some minor delays at times, but no major congestion and no problems causing any major delays this afternoon. Keep in mind in Meridian, 10 Mile between Franklin and Overland remains closed for construction of the new interchange. Come to Jazz Till You Drop this Saturday, February 20th from 12 p.m. to